Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming in today. Getting ready to start the 2011 season. Do you still kind of get the butterflies and stuff? You've been doing this a while, but do you still kind of get it right before the season gets started?
Well, this is actually year 37 for me.
Really?
And I don't know that I get the butterflies anymore. I am excited about every season that comes. This bunch we got this year has got me particularly excited just because they're so fun to coach. Their work ethic is great. They desire to get better each day, so it's been kind of fun for me this year.
That's very good. And you guys, of course, coming off 5-5 year last year, we got to call all your games on FM, so I got to see and hear a little bit of that. I'll be honest, they were kind of fun games to call on radio because there's a lot of touchdowns, and they were close games. What I noticed was your guys really seemed to they progressed as the season went along. It just didn't really show up in the win column necessarily. Is that kind of how you saw them? You guys played in a lot of close games last year.
Yeah, we actually lost 4 games by a touchdown or less, and I felt like we did make some improvement as the year went on. You know, that last game, Stevens County, we scored with 1:38 left, and to take the lead and let them hit us with a long pass and then drive down there and score to beat us with just a few seconds left. So, that seemed to characterize a lot of the way our season went. And that's disappointing for us because we've been used to the previous 8 years. We won 79 games, so we were averaging right at 10 games a season the previous 8 years. So that was hard for us to take in our community, our coaching staff, our players. Kind of left a little bad taste in all of our mouths.
And I guess that's what happens when you kind of build a tradition like you've been able to do the last 7, 8, 9 years. 5-5, obviously, and not making the playoffs. I guess people want a little bit more, but I guess that's what you would expect as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think when you get to that point in your program, you gotta get ready every year and get the job done. And if you ever get complacent, because everybody's out there to beat you, and there's a lot of good coaches in this region, and if you get complacent, either as a coaching staff, as a community, or if the players get complacent, then you're not going to remain a successful football team. And I think maybe there was a little bit of complacency there. It's kind of hard to put our fingers on it exactly what was happening. I do know that we were extremely young up front, and even in our skill positions, we were very inexperienced in our offense, and so. Probably more the truth was that than the complacency. But, as a coach, you're constantly trying to put your finger on the pulse and figure out why are we losing these close ones,
Yeah, exactly. You look at 2011 for North Hall, people, I guess, with a couple of the skill positions you have to replace. You got a new quarterback going to be coming in, new wideouts coming in, but for North Hall, it's always kind of started with the lines, hadn't it? Offensive, defensive lines, and you mentioned you were young last year, but you got a lot of you have guys coming back, and you got a lot of size coming back on both lines, right?
Yeah. What I thought was our real weakness last year was us up front. I think it's actually going to be the strength of this football team, which is kind of more in line, like you said, with North Hall football teams. Both on the offensive and defensive line, we're 2 and 3 deep with kids that can play. And, last year we were piecemealing it together. We moved Cam Howell from a fullback to a guard in the summer, moved Carson Coker from a tight end to a center in the summer. And then we were replacing all of our line. So we were just trying to get something together there, but we had a bunch of young linemen. And these kids have really matured. And some of the older kids that, they're just those kids that it takes them to their senior year to start, but they're great players by the time they get to their senior year if they hang in there. And they've really matured, and we got great competition out there, and I'm sensing a really, really good chemistry with our football team. And, of course, when you got a line like that, and then you got an Armani Cross running behind them, which, incidentally, I think you're going to see a whole new level from Armani. He's a special player, isn't he? He's a special player, and he came off that Achilles rupture and didn't participate in spring ball with us, so he didn't learn our offense there or defense. Wasn't able to participate in our summer program, so he wasn't in shape when he came back and didn't have the benefit of learning. and he comes in the fifth ball game, the first game back, he rushes for 198 yards, And, we thought he was pretty good, but now going through spring ball and going through our summer program and really getting in shape, we've seen a whole another level of play out of Amani.
Yeah, he's a special kid, and he's a strong kid. I just watched him run last year. Folks know what he can do offensively. Is he going to play defense this year? Because he was as hard a hitter as you guys had last season. Playing the linebacker position. I mean, he was outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to play defense. He came in the fifth game and ended up, I think, our second leading tackler.
Really?
In 5 games. So right behind Mac Van Gorder. He's going to play that way. The way we kind of do it is we play our key players on both sides of the ball. But like if we got 2 inside linebackers, we like to roll 3 of them in there. So they'll play. They may play 2 series and sit out a series.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel like we at least got 3 inside kids that can play. Probably more than that. And and the same thing with halfback. We actually got Kevin Christmas, my youngest son, who's a junior, will be backing Imani up. Kevin had a great spring. We feel like Kevin can come in there and give us some quality reps and give Imani a blow there also. So, but yeah, Imani's going to be on the field.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be on the field, and for good reason. You'll have a new quarterback. Candler Coker's moved on. Offensive line, though, you mentioned the strength of that, being able to have a guy like Imani Cross in the backfield. So whoever ends up winning the quarterback, and I guess it's still up for grabs, that should make it a little bit easier for that person to come in and be able to run the offense, right?
Yeah, and we have never built our offense around a quarterback.
Right.
Now, if you got a really good quarterback, we can accentuate some things. I felt like Candler would have been a really good quarterback this year in our offense. But I tell you, the kids that we got right now, Bradley Brown and Andrew Smith, have really impressed us as a coaching staff. Got some different qualities about them. Bradley's a little bit bigger kid, probably 6'1", 185, 190 pounds. It's physical kid. He actually plays outside linebacker for us also.
Oh, yeah?
Throws the ball pretty well. Andrew's a smaller kid, but got explosive speed and is really starting to throw the ball well. Both of them can operate our offense with good deception, which has kind of been our trademark. And so we're going to pound the ball at people and play action them. And kind of what we've done the previous 8 or 9 years leading up to last year, we tried to spread it out a little more last year and open it up a little more. But the ironic thing is in 2007, we led the whole state of Georgia in offense, scoring offense.
I remember that.
And we did it running the football without any D1 players. Didn't get a single D1 offer out of those kids. And so you're probably going to see more of that style out of us.
Yeah, and one more thing quickly about the schedule. I think you and I talked before last year's season. The first 3 games, just said, you try to survive those 3 games, and then you move on from there. It's kind of the same thing. At Jefferson, at St. Pius, and then at Gainesville. Those are the first 3 games. I mean, you're just jumping right into it, aren't you?
Yeah, really tough. If you ever want to play the lottery, don't get me to pick your numbers. We picked this schedule out of a hat, and this would be 4 out of the last 6 years. We have opened up with a bye week.
Really?
So, we got our bye first game, and then we got to jump right in without a game under our belt. We got to jump in and play Jefferson, St. Pius, and Gainesville, and all 3 away.
Wow.
So, tough. 3 well-coached teams, 3 very talented teams. And but we got to get the job done.
Yeah, and I'm sure you will. I appreciate your time, Coach, and good luck in 2011 over at North Hall.
Thank you. Appreciate it.